Welcome back to part 2 of this ballet terminology series. We're looking at the Royal Academy of Dance Ballet Dictionary, using it as inspiration. I'm not going through every single word in the dictionary because there are quite a lot, but I'm going through each term that I feel should be helpful. And today we are looking at words starting with B. Starting off with a backbend. Now, the word backbend is pretty self-explanatory. It is a bend in the back, but you might also hear the word composé en arrière. They both mean the same thing. Your backbend should happen quite high up in the back, where you don't want to crush the lumbar, so a lengthening through the torso, bending high up and keeping this elongated shape. We always breathe throughout a backbend, even though it might be tempting to hold your breath. We want to try and stay as relaxed as possible and keep the shoulders well aligned. Our next word is barre. I'm sure you come across this word. We spend the first part of every class doing barre work. It's spelt B-A-R-R-E and refers to the usually wooden bar that you'll hold on to for the first set of exercises in any class. Next we have bas, B-A-S. This means low. So bras bas, for example, which is a position of the arms, bras meaning arm, bas meaning low. It is quite literally the low position of the arms. The word battement is a beating action of the working leg, usually coming in and away from the body. It could be combined with another word, for example, battement tendu, battement jeté, battement frappé, or even grand battement. Next we have balancés. Balancé comes from the French verb to sway or to rock. There are lots of different types of balancé in ballet. Let's start off with a balancé de côté, which means to the side. So this is a rocking motion going from side to side, and typically all balancés will go down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. A balancé en tournant, you might have guessed from when we looked at our soutenu en tournant, it means to turn. So it is a balancé down, up, down, down, up, down, that gradually rotates you all the way around. A balancé de côté en avant takes you forwards. A balancé de côté en arrière takes you backwards, performing this sideways movement. However, if you get rid of the de côté part and you just say balancé en avant, now we are swaying the body forwards and backwards. As we go forwards, we reach up. As we go backwards, we reach down. And a balancé en arrière is basically the same, but the initial step takes you backwards and then we swing forwards. Ballonné, coming from the word ballon, like balloon or inflated. Ballonné is a traveling step. It involves the legs extending away from each other as we jump and then landing in a coupé position. So we could do a ballonné en avant, a ballonné en arrière, or a ballonné de côté. A ballonné composé is a ballonné where we step and close. So again, this could be done in any direction. If we were going en avant, our ballonné would take us forwards and another step, close. Backwards would be in an arabesque, ballonné and step, close. And to the side, traveling sideways, out and step, close fifth. When it comes to your ballonné de côté, depending on if you close front or you close back, it will be called derrière or devant. So a ballonné de côté devant will close front. A ballonné de côté derrière will close behind. If you hear the word passé, if it is a ballonné composé passé, then the position of the working leg goes higher and it is mid-calf. So a ballonné composé de côté passé is our ballonné composé de côté, which travels to the side, but instead of going to our coup de pied height, we are going even higher because it is now in passé. You can have a ballonné en tournant, where we turn whilst we're jumping. If we want to clarify that we are doing a ballonné without any extras, so not a ballonné composé, not a ballonné en tournant, we would call it a ballonné simple. A balloté is not ballonné, balloté with a T means to toss about in French, and it involves kicking the legs outwards. As they come in, they scoop up underneath you in sort of two retiré positions before we extend one leg out. If we start with the back leg and finish with the front leg extended, this is dessous. And if we start with the front leg and finish with the back leg extended, this is dessus. We can also jump a balloté, and this is a balloté sauté. You might also have Battement balancé. Balancé means to swing. So this is a beating motion of a swinging leg, and this will usually happen with the leg swinging forwards and backwards. Typically this is done slowly, so you might see it in an adage. Battement dégagé is actually a word used in the Cecchetti method. You may be more familiar with the word battement glissé. I just wanted to add that North American dancers will use battement dégagé to mean both battement glissé and also sometimes battement jeté. Battement jeté being about 45 degrees off the floor, but battement glissé is only just off the floor. Battement en cloche, cloche meaning bell, and this is the leg swinging forwards and backwards, typically seen in a grand battement exercise. Battement fondu is another exercise at the bar, fondu meaning melted. This is where we will bend and stretch the supporting leg, and the working leg can also bend alongside the supporting leg in coordination, but it can also stay straight. But the whole exercise of bending and stretching the supporting leg is called a battement fondu. Your battement fondu can be done à terre, which is where the toe touches the floor, or it can be done en l'air, which is in the air, usually around 45 degrees. Battement fouetté. So you might know that fouetté means to whip, and fouetté turns are different to battement fouetté. Battement fouetté, however, refers to a whipping motion of the leg without a full turn. So this could just be a rotation. For example, you could take the leg from the side and then whip it round to the back. You could do it the other way around, from the side to the front, or even from the front to the back. These are all battements fouettés. A battement glissé sur la pointe is different to a normal battement glissé because this happens either on demi-point or it can be on full point. We are still extending and closing the leg, but we're doing this up on our toes. A battement glissé relevé is again our normal battement glissé, however the supporting leg performs a relevé. So we'll begin in a fondu, and as we glissé the leg outwards, and this could be in any direction, we relevé up onto our supporting leg. Next we have battement piqué. Piqué means to prick in French, and the word piqué in ballet can refer to lots of different things, just like fouetté can, but when we have battement in front of piqué, it refers to only one thing. We extend the working leg nice and straight, as we would with a battement glissé, and then we prick the toes, so the action is bouncing upwards, keeping it nice and light, and this is a battement piqué. Battement tendu. Tendre in French means to straighten. Tendu is the past tense of this, so we're straightening the foot, and the action of a battement tendu involves brushing the foot along the floor until it is fully pointed and then closing again, and this could happen in any direction. Batterie refers to a category of jumps that all involve a beating motion, so this could be your brisés, it could be your enchacats. These are all jumps with a beating motion of the leg, so they come under the batterie category. Battu in French means beaten, and so battu will usually follow another word, like for example, assembler battu. So you're doing your normal assembler, but because the word battu is next to it, it means we're going to beat the legs. The word beat, again, just refers to any movement where we beat the legs. Brisé in French means broken. However, in ballet, this refers to a kind of jump where we beat the legs whilst travelling. However, the direction you travel in and the leg that you use will give it a slightly different name. So you can have a brisé devant or derrière. Devant and arrière both travel to the side. For it to be a brisé devant, you'll travel sideways and you'll start with the working leg in 5th position at the front, and it will end in 5th position at the back. For it to be a brisé derrière, will be the reverse. Your working leg will start at the back and it will finish front. A brisé dessous will travel sideways, but the working leg will start front and finish front. A brisé dessous will also travel sideways, but the working leg starts at the back and finishes at the back. A brisé en avant would travel forwards, a brisé en arrière would travel backwards. A brisé volé is a really beautiful jump, and it combines a brisé devant and a brisé derrière, and it's usually performed on the spot. You might see this in the bluebird variation with very beautiful wing-like arms accompanying the step. That concludes this video on our ballet terminology with words starting with B. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.